Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we begin with the Hierophant card. Now, with the Hierophant, I kind of feel as if you are, you're existing within like kind of an ordered world. I think there are a lot of expectations on you right now. I think you're someone that is very consistent. I think you show up every day. You put in your best effort. And I almost feel like you're not getting the recognition that you deserve for what you do in life. Yeah, because I feel like with the Hierophant here, this is a Taurus energy. Very fixed, right? Very earthy energy. And I feel like you are very consistent. I feel like you, again, like you show up every day. People can rely on you. People can count on you. And it may be starting to feel like people are kind of taking that for granted, right? Because I almost feel like you're always giving. You're always providing for other people, advice, wisdom, care, support, stability. You're showing up for everybody else in your life, you know. Well, this is our first card. Let's select our last card. And that would be the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot that we're just going to set down right here. We'll put Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is or you have a hunch, put your prediction down in the comments, all right? Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. Okay, so we've got that Hierophant, that established. You are, I think, you're very much, you're the rock, right, for a lot of people. I think you're the center of the system here. You are someone who is, you know, other people really do rely on you. And I feel like you're that solid and stable presence for a lot of people. All right, let's do another card. Let's see what the context is for this. We've got that Three of Swords. Yeah, I think that it's kind of now, it's with all of this Hierophant energy, with you being there for everybody and being the rock for everybody and being the support for everybody, I feel like there's a lack of intimate connection. You know, for all of this kind of activity, there's not really a lot of personal bond. I almost wonder if you're doing all of this, supporting everybody else, but they don't seem to recognize that you have needs, that there's more to you than just what you're kind of shelling out to everybody, you know. This is Saturn and Libra. This is really, I think, a lot of an underlying sadness in your relationships, an underlying like longing, right? And you want something deeper, you want something more, you want something intimate. And this, to me, is kind of, I think this is why I was feeling like you're feeling taken for granted a little bit, because people are taking and taking and taking from you, right? Absorbing your energy, your essence, your wisdom, whatever it is that you're providing for others. But it's like there's no recognition of you as a person, as a being, you know. So I feel like we need some intimate relationships here. We need to strengthen these connections with people or find new connections, right? Let's take a couple more cards here and see what what else we can do. So here's the Magician. And this, you know, I like the Magician card. Don't get me wrong. This is one of my favorite cards. I love Mercury. I love the trickster archetype. I love the fluidity of Mercury here. But in this sense, I'm kind of feeling like it's the showman, like we're putting on this persona, that you're playing a role, right? It's like you're on stage, you're performing, you have a happy face, you know, you're doing this graciously, but inside we're feeling like something's missing in life, right? Because the Magician is on stage, is there to perform, is there to show everybody else a good time. No one ever asks the performer, how are you feeling, right? What magic do you want to see in your life? Because it's always us in the audience looking at the Magician and saying, entertain me, right? How often do we stop and say, I wonder how they're feeling? You know, I wonder what kind of mood they're, I wonder what they need in their life. Or what can I do for them? Yeah. So I wonder if underneath everything, you're kind of feeling that you're kind of a performer. And it's just, well, I got to wake up and I got to do this whole thing, this whole song and dance, right? But there's something missing in your life that you need. And now, the Magician is also saying that you have these kinds of natural skills and talents, that you are a learned person. I think that you have a lot of skill and a lot of talent. I think that you probably even speak many different languages. You are a wealth of resources for people. You're a fountain of knowledge and wisdom and guidance for people, right? So we're not surprised that people need things from you. People ask you for advice, ask you for help, ask you for questions, for answers. You know, because that's who you are. This is a real talent and skill that you have. Let's try another card here. Now we've got an Ace of Wands. Interesting. I think this is, the Ace of Wands gives us the confidence that we're never really going to talk about this. You know, I feel like you're the kind of person that that isn't really so forthcoming in sharing this energy. It's not something that, this Three of Swords is not something that you're going to talk about, right? Because what we see in this past position with this Ace of Wands is a confidence, but this is a real unity. This is really saying that, hey, you've got to be a lamp, you've got to burn bright, and that's what you do. There's no wavering. You know, there's no wind that's going to blow this fire out, right? And this could be how you were raised. It just could be your life experiences. You know, it could be that you're Sagittarius. It could be that you have a lot of fire energy in your astrological makeup. But this is kind of saying that, look, yeah, we're the rock. We're the lamp that never is going to burn out. But there are these needs and desires, this passion that you're looking for in life, these deeper, more intimate connections in your life. But with the Ace of Wands, it could be that we've been trained, that we've maybe trained ourselves to put our needs last. And it could be the world has trained us, we've trained ourselves. You've certainly learned, you know, how to perform this life. So I think it's really one of kind of putting your needs in the back seat, you know, putting yourself other than first priority. Yeah, because with this card, there's this taming of our wild nature, a taming of our desires, a quieting down of our needs, right? A bedding down of our appetites. Yeah. But I think this is something that's kind of coming into your consciousness now. I think because this card's at the top of the path of the dove, that you realized that you've been putting yourself last, that you've been this bright beacon of light and hope and love and warmth for everybody else, but at what cost? So now we've got a Six of Pentacles. Now, the Six of Pentacles in the future position, this is material success, but it's not just earthly success. It's not just finances. It's not just like a business or a life that's like orderly and it's functioning. Because the earth energy contains all of the other elements. It contains the water, contains the fire, contains the air. So this is the kind of life that we want. This is the perfect harmony that we want. We want our life to be balanced. We're not looking to make ourselves first. You don't want to be in the foreground. You don't want everybody else to worship you and drop what they're doing and tend to your needs, cater to you. You're just looking for balance, for a wholeness, for a resonance and a harmony in things. Yeah. You want everything to have its time and place and proportion. Yeah. You're not looking to make things completely out of balance. I wonder if the mystery card's going to be the justice card, the balance, you know. So you're not asking for anything. You're not expecting too much. You want kind of equal proportion of energy here. Now we're going to switch over to the path of the serpent. And as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. Doesn't cost you anything. And leave some comments for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Okay. All right. Path of the Serpent. General energy. Let's do it. Star. Yeah, I think you're having this. It's kind of a, I almost said a midlife crisis. I don't think it's that. I think it's a spiritual awakening. It is a spiritual crisis. It is this kind of, this feeling that you just can't shake anymore. Something's not right. You know, that there needs to be more to life, more magic, more passion, more fulfillment, more harmony and resonance, more connection. And this is something that you can't shake. Now, this is probably, you've been having dreams, nightmares, visions, waking dreams, daydreams, epiphanies, revelations. Right? Maybe you started consulting tarot or astrology to try to see, what is this uneasiness that I'm feeling? What is it that Spirit is calling you toward? Why do you keep having this? Maybe it's a recurring dream. Right? Why does something now, and the way life has always kind of flowed in this very kind of smooth way, now there's something going on. Now there's this tumultuous vibe, this energy. Right? That something is jammed up. Something is uneasy here. There's some sort of dis-ease somewhere in the system. Yeah. The 10. Yeah. 10 of Wands in the environment. And this, I think, is you giving all of yourself. Every ounce. You are carrying this entire load. You're carrying the entire burden of your world on your shoulders. Everybody is putting their weight on you. Now, this could be literally that you have just so many responsibilities, right? That just every day it seems like there's more and more and more on your plate. Could be that more and more people, more and more often, are asking things from you, drawing upon your strength, your energy. Taking advantage of the fact that you always show up and you're always ready to go and you seem to be an unending supply of strength and power. This is a heavy burden. And this is coming from your environment. This is an environment that draws so much from you. The secret of this card, though, which is more easily seen in the Rider-Waite-Smith depiction of the 10 of Wands, because the Rider-Waite-Smith shows somebody, one person, carrying a big bundle of wood on their shoulders, not looking where they're going, just walking. Right? And the mystery there is, why doesn't anybody come and help them? Is there nobody around that can say, hey, can I help you with that? Can I carry a couple of those for you? Or can I at least get the door for you? Right? How many of us see the, like the UPS driver or something with a big dolly full of packages, especially during the holidays, right? Struggling to get into the door of the office building or the apartment building, and how many people are just watching, you know? And that's just a normal thing. It's just almost, we see somebody with that kind of a burden and we just, I don't know, some of us just freeze. Some of us are just so shocked by the spectacle that we don't think, let me help that person, right? Well, I think there are people in your life that can help you, should help you, will help you, but maybe it's with the Ten of Wands, maybe we have to ask. Maybe we have to open up the communication a little bit. This is the only air energy we see so far in the reading, is this Three of Swords. And that's something that we really don't talk about. Okay? So maybe we have to reach out and say, hey, can you help me with the door? At least, right? Something. Okay? Let's see. Let's look at another card here. Well, this is what we don't want. This is the position of the obstacle, the difficulty. We don't want to rock the boat. You know, I think that's part of this here, is that we just don't want conflict. We also don't want the routine. We don't want the humdrum kind of thing. Something is preventing us from experiencing just this familiar, easy, smooth, flowing routine of life. There's this uneasiness now. There's this feeling that something's not right. Something is missing. Something is calling us further, right? So we can't go back to just this predictable routine of life, nor do we want to make it worse by interfering, by speaking up, you know, by voicing our concerns, by talking about this stuff. So we're in a bit of a pickle, right? We can't go back to the way things were, but yet we don't know how to move forward yet. Final card. Look at that. Final card is the Fool. The Fool is really I mean, the Fool has taken all these wands, thrown them down on the ground, and said, I'm just going to go fulfill one desire after the next. I'm going to go hog wild. I'm going to just be, and this is kind of tipping the scale in the other direction, right? Which we said before, we don't want it to be out of proportion. We want balance and harmony. Well, the Fool is kind of saying, if worse comes to worse, as a last resort, I'm just going to drop everything and I'm going to start living for me. I don't care who I piss off. Right? So we need a little bit of this Fool, but not too much, okay? Because the Fool is really just goes from one experience to the next, very inconsiderate, doesn't care, doesn't hold the door for anybody because isn't aware that there are any other people around. So this is kind of, now you're becoming as bad as everybody else, so to speak. So this is kind of, you know, two wrongs don't make a right. And the Fool is very inconsiderate. The Fool just wants the experience. Isn't really aware that they're being inconsiderate, though. It's just, and I think that this is maybe a good representation of the other energy in your life. Not aware that they're taking advantage of you or being inconsiderate to you, but nevertheless, it's happening, right? But we don't want to become that and just do the same thing back to everybody else, you know? So we've got to be careful with that Fool energy. Now, mystery card. Maybe the mystery card will be the adjustment or justice card, the Libra energy, the balance, right? That we're a little bit balanced between these two paths. Maybe the Fool is a little bit, start living for ourselves a little bit, but still striving for this kind of, this wholeness, this completion, this harmony and resonance, right? This proportion. So I'm kind of thinking that this might be the Libra energy, the justice or adjustment card, but really what I want it to be is like an empress, you know? I want it to be that, hey, we figure out a way to express ourselves, to put out the energy, put out the information, right, of what we need. And the world responds, the universe responds, our environment, our friends, family, coworkers, whatever. The world responds to us, right? And now we kind of feel, with the Empress anyway, it would feel like we're just kind of being given a really big hug. You know, it's almost as if we just have to express ourselves. We just have to ask for what we need, and the universe will respond. I want this to be the Empress. I really do. But it could be the Fool, could be the adjustment card. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments, okay? Let's see what we have. And wow, it's the Empress. Look at that. Yeah, this is, you know, I think if we if we express ourselves, if we put that intention and energy out there, I think the universe will respond. Because I feel like the Empress is really a card and an energy that's going to surround you with this nurturing energy. It doesn't want any of its, any of its children to suffer, right? So it's kind of like, your loved ones, your friends, your family, your people, wherever this is really taking place mostly, I think that it's going to be received very well. But again, we don't want to go at it like the fool and just be offensive and be inconsiderate. That's not going to get a good response from people. But if we can find a way to put our energy out there and express ourselves in a kind of in a confident way, but in a very loving way, then I think the universe will respond and we'll get what we ask for. And you'll get this kind of happiness that you deserve. And I think you need to enjoy it. I think you need to indulge in it. And put yourself first a little bit. And take what the universe is offering you. Take what the world is now doing for you. Let people take care of you. Let people hold the door for you. Let people be there for you in the same way that you're always there for them. It can be a two-way street. Right? I like this very much. Very, very much. Now, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, click on the link either above or below in the video description. New Sagittarius readings every Wednesday and Sunday, but I'm here every day, so you can just come back and see me again tomorrow. Okay? If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. Doesn't cost you anything. Leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.